This is an Eyewitness News special. The Colts Super Season, chasing the championship.
And you're looking live at Dolphin Stadium, where 24 hours from now, the Colts will be in the national spotlight playing in Super Bowl 41. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Calabro, and welcome live. You can feel the excitement in the air. This is the place to be. The town is buzzing, and we know back home everybody is fired up for the Indianapolis Colts and their big show tomorrow night against those Chicago Bears. The weather conditions have changed. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. We thank you for joining us live. We've got a lot of great stuff planned for you here in the next hour. The party is on, especially downtown Miami. The weather definitely is changing. It could be a factor in the game tomorrow. We're going to tell you the winds are going to be gusting at least up to 15 miles an hour. Chance of showers and thunderstorms for the game tomorrow night. And how about the Colts? The team has been moved to a different hotel. They've spent the week on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. They've been moved to a secret location away from family and friends so they can concentrate on football. Did not see the team out and about today. They did have a walkthrough. Tony Dungy, the only person among the Colts staff making a public appearance. Here's what Tony was up to today. He was at the Athletes in Action prayer breakfast today. Dungy, the guest speaker, discussing his faith and a little football in front of a sellout crowd. So Tony Dungy out and about today. And Rich Nye, you were at that event today, and boy, what an exciting time for the Indianapolis Colts and their fans.
Well, the Colts started this season 9-0. The Bears started the season 7-0. The last two undefeated teams in the NFL are now playing for a Super Bowl title. Manning has waited 9 seasons to lead the Indianapolis Colts to their first Super Bowl.
I know how hard it is to get here, because believe me, I mean, our team has worked extremely hard and we've prepared hard, and it just hasn't happened for us. And even this year we worked hard, and I believe you got to have some breaks go your way, but you got to make the plays in crucial times, and this year we've made them.
The Colts' high-powered offense might be neutralized by the Bears' opportunistic defense.
For us, I think it's how important our defense plays and our special teams plays against their special teams and their offense. I think that's going to be more of the tale of the game.
The Colts defense that ranked last in the NFL against the run this season got tough in the playoffs.
Once we hit the playoffs, we kind of just had a whole new attitude, seemed like it, because we knew in order to do well in the playoffs, we were going to have to stop the run and get better at the things that we were weak at during the regular season. And that's the kind of approach we took. We went out there with a chip on the shoulder and played with attitude.
The Colts special teams have to contain the Bears' Devin Hester. He returned 5 kicks for touchdowns.
He's a weapon, and we feel like we just have to kick well and cover well. We'll see what the weather conditions, everything dictates strategy. There may be a time when you do kick away from him.
If the game is close at the end, the Colts have Adam Vinatieri on the sideline.
When the game is coming down, you just keep preparing, get into the kicking net, focus in on what you're doing, try to minimize all the distractions in your head and out there, and just try to focus in on the kick at hand.
Adam Vinatieri has kicked 2 game-winning field goals in the Super Bowl. This is his 5th Super Bowl overall. And Dave, in these playoffs, he is perfect, 11 for 11.
He has been money. Good to see Adam Vinatieri on our sidelines.
The governor is working the crowd tonight. He made his sales pitch at a reception at nearby Coconut Grove, mixed in with Mayor Peterson and a handful of Indiana business people, were representatives from roughly 80 companies.
We've got a number of companies that are already in Indiana that we've been talking to about expansions. We have several companies that are looking at Indiana, among other places. And again, we have some site consultants who can, professionals who advise businesses on their choice of states.
The state wrangled 10 Super Bowl tickets to give to some business prospects.
This is the party Colts fans waited 23 years to attend.
Oh, this is great. You can't miss it. This is the year for the Colts.
Miami's South Beach is somewhere between 1,200 miles and a world away from Indiana.
But when we come down here, I mean, it's just tremendous.
It's a dream come true, man. It's just unbelievable. I love it.
Caught up in the Super Bowl mayhem is the elder Manning, Archie. A former college quarterback, NFL Pro Bowler, is an immensely proud and a little overwhelmed dad.
You're trying to get tickets for family, you're trying to get people situated, and sometimes just sit down and say, wow, son's playing in the Super Bowl.
Along with all the excitement surrounding Super Bowl 41, there is a tremendous amount of security. 3,100 officers from the Miami-Dade County Police Department, as well as surrounding departments and 30 different federal agencies. Black Hawk helicopters with squads of lawmen practice assaults on the stadium. On the ground, delivery vehicles are being searched for suspicious and dangerous materials with high-tech electronics as well as low-to-the-ground canines.
Hey, Colts, go, baby, go!
None of this appears to have dampened the party. Not all Colts fans are from Indiana.
Manning will do it because he has the inspiration. He has the drive.
I can tell you're from California.
Why is that? Because I'm dramatic. I'm gregarious. I'm fun.
Stephanie's from Orlando.
It's huge. It's great.
Perhaps better than great.
It's a dream come true, I think, for everybody in Indianapolis.
An even better and more colorful dream for the people here. All these fans start coming to Dolphin Stadium tomorrow. The gates open up at 2:30. That's 4 hours before game time. And when they get here, Dave, they will find airport-like security, metal detectors, x-raying their bags, and also personal pat-downs. But you know what? I think they're like the players. They've been partying all week. It's time to play the game.
I think we're all ready to simply play the game. Thanks, Rich Van Wyk, for being out and about. We appreciate that coverage. All right, coming up next on this special edition of Eyewitness News, the perfect season. The Colts, what an amazing start it was to this Colts season this year. We're going to take a look back, the perfect start, 9-0, a look back at the first half of the season and how it helped put the Colts right here.
But I did it, man. I studied up, and I went full speed on that tango. And there's video. Don't look for it. It's deep in the Manning vault.
Oh, yeah, but we found that video. Coming up, the video everyone is talking about. See Peyton's 8th grade tango performance. But first, Coach Tony Dungy talks about making it to the big game.
When we flew in here and on our plane, I'm just looking around, and we've got people that had been with the Colts since they moved to Indianapolis. And to see those people get to come here and see how excited they were, not only are you coming and you feel good for yourself, but I feel great for our whole organization and the people that have worked hard for 20 years to make it happen.
Welcome back to this Eyewitness News special, Chasing the Championship. I'm Dave Calabro, live in Miami. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Second consecutive year, the Indianapolis Colts starting out the season 9-0. Another fantastic, perfect start for this team. And right now, let's take a look back at that amazing run to 9-0. The Colts super season began with the Manning Bowl. Brother against brother in the debut of Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Score! And first possession score all night!
Peyton threw for more yards. Eli threw for more touchdowns. But Big Brother and the Colts got the win over the Giants. Then came the home opener. Peyton threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Colts crushed the Texans. Indianapolis completed a perfect September with help of Terrence Wilkins in this 82-yard punt return against Jacksonville. But Reggie Wayne learned after that win his brother had died that Sunday morning in a truck crash near New Orleans. Despite the tragedy, the Colts marched to the Meadowlands the following week and slipped by the Jets 31-28. A week later, the Colts barely beat the Titans to head to the bye week undefeated at 5-0. In early October, the Colts announced that Corey Simon was out for the rest of the season with a non-football injury. The Colts beefed up their defensive line with the biggest move of the season. A trade with the Buccaneers brought Anthony McFarland to Indianapolis. Booger arrived just in time for a win over the Redskins. The Colts lost another defensive tackle for the season when Monte Reagor suffered head injuries in a wreck on his way to the RCA Dome. 2 big road wins came next. The Broncos ran wild at Mile High, but Peyton and Reggie connected for 3 touchdowns, and Adam Vinatieri kicked his first game-winning field goal for the Colts. Adam returned to New England, where he kicked for 10 seasons. He made 2 and missed 2 against his former team. Marvin Harrison's marvelous catch gave the Colts their 2nd straight win at Gillette Stadium. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, that 9-0 start, but of course we know there were some low points of the season. We'll show you that as well on the way to the super season in just a little bit. Rich Knight joins us again, and the first time in history an African-American coach will win the Super Bowl title.
There will be an African-American coach on both sidelines in the Super Bowl. Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith are good friends, and they share so much more in common than their skin color, but both of them appreciate the history they are making and what it represents.
It's important for me to let people know how proud I am to be here. It's important for me to let people know the guys who have gone before me, who spurred me on, who were my role models. I watched John Thompson win that national championship, and I was excited. And seeing guys like John Chaney, and most often it had been in basketball. And it's great that we're seeing it in football now.
Whenever you cross, one barrier or whatever you say, it isn't as big a story. But, right now we realize that it is, and I'm just excited that progress is being made. And next year, by, us being in this position, we won't have to talk about all these things.
Tony Dungy has given many young black coaches an opportunity in the NFL, including Lovie Smith, who of course Tony hired in Tampa Bay.
Just two very classy coaches. It'll be fun to watch them compete as friends tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
All right, Rich Knight joining us live. Thank you very much, Rich. Hey, still to come, family comes first for the Indianapolis Colts. In fact, Reggie Wayne and his mom have been through a very difficult year. Coming up next, I'm going to talk with Denise Wayne about Reggie and the death of his big brother Rashad. But first, the Colts and Bears give us some of the best sports cliches.
One game, one dream.
You know what? We're just going to go out there and give them 110%.
I'm just a team player, and I just try to help out the team, do what I can.
It's a lifelong dream.
They're a great team. It's a Super Bowl. We all want to win it.
We're going to leave it all on the field.
Pinnacle of our game.
They're a great team. We're a great team. They got a great offense. We're a great defense.
We're really going to play as a team.
One play at a time.
We have a lot of respect for them.
Rex been doing the job all year.
There's no I in team.
Stay focused.
Biggest stage in the world.
Eyes on the prize.
We're just going to go do our job.
Win one for the gift. I don't know if that's going to make it. I mean, it's probably 1,000 more that's going to get used throughout this week, but I'm prepared with all of them.
Welcome back to this Eyewitness News special on the eve of Super Bowl 41. I'm Dave Calabro. We appreciate you being with us. Reggie Wayne had one of the best years of his professional career. He signed that lucrative contract with the Indianapolis Colts. He's headed to the Pro Bowl for the first time, but all of a sudden, Wayne's world was turned upside down this year with the death of his big brother. I had a chance to talk with Reggie's mom one-on-one exclusively this week as she deals with a season of emotions.
I'm the #1 fan. I'm his #1 fan. So,
From the 11th floor of her son's condo, Denise Wayne can relax and reflect on the good times.
He says, well, Mother, I know you like the Jaguar. And he said, I always wanted you to have a Mercedes. So, hey, he bought me a Mercedes. You couldn't ask me anything any better than that, huh?
That's quite a Mother's Day gift.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I'm really blessed.
Those memories help soften the pain of losing her middle son. Rashad Wayne was killed in a car crash back in September.
It's been a very hard year since September, 4 months ago, but I just think that through it all, with what's going on with Reggie, I have my ups and downs.
With a heavy heart, she pushes on.
I think it's my faith that has kept me going, because I know God doesn't give us any more than we can bear, and I know He gives me that strength. And when sometimes I'm at that low point, I can feel the Spirit just rising and telling me, hey, get on the move.
Whoa! Miami, here we come! Here we come, baby!
The family will celebrate Reggie's Super Bowl success. Rashad would want it that way.
But I know how my son Rashad was, and he would want us to be there for Reggie because they were taught constantly. And so I had to kind of be able to be there for Reggie, because it was a very important time in his life, and Rashad would want us to do that, and we know he's with us in spirit.
The Waynes felt his spirit during that game-winning drive in the AFC Championship.
As Reggie was running down that field and he started bobbling that ball, I thought I was going to pass out. and looked like I could just feel something just calming me down. And the next thing I knew, they told me, he has the ball, he got it. I said, thank you, Rashad, being that 12th man. So his guardian angels are out there.
So Sunday, Reggie will play the biggest game of his life, knowing his big brother is watching. And game day will start like any other Sunday in the Wayne household.
Ever since Reggie's been in college, our ritual on a Sunday before he steps on that field, we pray together by phone. And, you know, we give God the praise because we know it's through the grace of God we've come this far. So my faith is there, high. And I teach my children that through Christ all things are possible.
Denise Wayne, a very strong woman, and she will be in the stadium tomorrow with her husband, cheering right along as they watch their little boy chase that Super Bowl dream that he's talked about for many, many years. Hey, still to come on this Eyewitness News special live from Miami, it's the video that everybody's talking about. Have you seen this yet? Peyton talked about the Super Bowl pressure, said it was nothing compared to his 8th grade dance. The home video is just ahead. But first, Peyton gets a very unusual question from a Japanese journalist.
And even us being in Japan, we hear in the media talking about you finally breaking the curse and all that. Do you even believe that curse ever existed? Does your family say anything about it? Was there any special pep talk coming into the Super Bowl from your family?
I didn't know there was one until I just heard that question.
Of course, the Indianapolis Colts started gangbusters 9-0, but then the wheels kind of fell off the machine, you might say. Here's a look back at the low point to this super season. Perfection ended in Dallas, though.
Hey, let's go out here and punch him in the mouth today, baby.
Peyton threw a pair of interceptions, and the Cowboys returned one for a touchdown. Dallas scored 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. But the Colts bounced back at the RCA Dome with their biggest blowout of the season. Rookie Joseph Addai ran for 171 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Eagles. The Colts' weak run defense finally became a serious issue as Indy lost back-to-back games. The Titans ran for 219 yards, and Tony Dungy lost a game for the first time in his career after leading by 14 points. Then the Jaguars ran for 375 yards. Maurice Jones-Drew and Fred Taylor both ran for over 100 yards. The Colts lost by 27 points in Jacksonville. Then came a Monday night primetime showdown with the Bengals. Peyton showed off in front of that national audience with 4 touchdown passes against Cincinnati. Marvin Harrison had 3 TDs. But on Christmas Eve, the Texans played the role of Grinch as the Colts lost their 4th straight road game. The Texans beat the Colts for the first time ever. Indianapolis wrapped up the regular season with a win over the Dolphins and finished unbeaten at home for the first time since moving to Indianapolis. And still to come, we're going to show you the playoff perfection highlights as well. That's coming up a little bit later on this special edition called Chasing the Championship. Several players will not be in the game tomorrow, including Monte Rager, who of course was injured a while back in a car accident, but he made the trip to Miami. We're going to go one-on-one with Monte coming up next. But first, Dallas Clark talks about the players and their rituals.
Everyone's smart. Everyone has their thing that they like to do. You know, I just need warm weather, the beach. You know, I mean, just the night, the water. You know, we don't have that up in Indianapolis right now. Where it's cold, it's snowy, and so you know, this is a treat in itself. So.
Super season continues on Eyewitness News.
One thing about some players that aren't going to be playing in this game that I'm very thankful for. First off, we got 4 guys on injured reserve, and certainly the guys that cover the Colts daily know these names, but you know, Mike Doss and Monte Rieger and James Monroe and my best friend on the team, Brandon Stokely. Those guys are all injured reserve guys, but they've had a great impact on this team, and we're thankful for them.
Welcome back live to Miami. I'm Dave Calabro along with Rich Nye as Peyton Manning talking about all the guys that won't be able to take part in the Super Bowl. These players spend so much time together, they become a family.
They'll get a ring when the Colts win, but it'll be tough for them to watch on Sunday and not be in the game. Back on October 22nd, Monte Rager was headed to the RCA Dome on the way to the Redskins game. but unfortunately he never made it. He was involved in an accident that ended his season. Now this week he spoke publicly for the first time about what happened and how he's doing.
First and foremost, I'm very grateful to be here, to be here with my ball club, enjoying the moment. Like I said, we've been through a lot, and, myself and the team has been through a lot of criticism, ups and downs, but we've stayed the course, we're battle-tested, and we deserve to be here. And now, my main goal is going to try to bring home the hardware. But as far as just playing, I know that I can't. I just want to be as much support as I can, in film study, to the coaches and on the sideline, and, just do what I can do.
What happened?
I was just driving, man, and got blindsided. It's unbelievable. I got hit, and then my wheels locked up, and my car turned over 3 times, and the rest is history. All I remember is I had a broken nose, fractured orbital bone, busted head, and like I say, but look at me now, I'm here, so I'm happy, man.
Where does your recovery stand right now?
Oh, I'm way ahead of schedule. Like the doctors told me, just a normal person, I was physically fit. They said they would have them still on bed rest for 16 weeks, and they let me get up after 8. So I feel good, man. And, it's a slow process, but, when you have surgeries like I had and major injuries, it takes time. And, so swelling goes away. You just got to let it run its course.
Is there any question that you'll play football again?
I don't know. But if I don't, I just deal with that. But right now I plan to play football again. As long as my health is there and my mind is right and my heart is in it, I'll be back.
You can't change the past, right. But is there something you would say now about wearing your seatbelt?
Well, I have my seatbelt on. I don't understand that. That's false evidence and everything. But I had my seatbelt on. It was just twisted up, and I was just unbuckling it to untwist it. And by the time I was buckling it back, that's when I got blindsided. Okay. So I guess if that's the way they want to perceive it, that I didn't wear it, but I had it on. And I want to let everybody know that I did wear my seatbelt. It's just that when I unbuckled it to straighten it out, I got blindsided.
Has this experience changed you?
Yes, it has. It's made me a better man. It made me realize that, really good conversation. Take advantage of your opportunities when you have them, because you never know when they can be taken from you. And like I said, it's not going to be always at your expense, someone else's carelessness. But, it's made me just cherish the moments that I have like this and be grateful for life.
Monte has been with the team on the sidelines throughout the playoffs, and I have to admit, Dave, the first time I saw him, I didn't quite recognize him at first, but his recovery is coming along quite well now, and we certainly hope that he'll get a chance to play football again.
Yeah, he's such a great personality. Good to see him back with the team. You also got to feel bad for Mike Doss and Brandon Stokely.
Yeah, 2 guys who have been instrumental in this run of the team being very good and hoping to get to the Super Bowl. They get to the big game, and they're going to have to watch. I know for Mike Doss, he said, I'm here, I'm playing by curfew, but I'm not going to practice. It's too tough for me to watch practice.
Hey, he'll get as you mentioned, though, they'll get a Super Bowl ring if the team gets the victory tomorrow.
Yeah, and that'll be nice.
All right, Rich Knight joining us. Thank you very much. Hey, still to come, we've taken a look at the perfect start to the season. Of course, you know what that was all about. We took a look at that losing streak, and now we're going to talk about that amazing playoff run. Coming up next on this special, how the Colts paved the way on the road to the Dome. But first, Peyton Manning talks about a special call that he received after winning the AFC Championship.
So I got a great voicemail. I didn't talk to him from my old coach, Jim Mora, which I certainly appreciate. I know he's down here working this week. He left me probably about a 5-minute voicemail, which he can do. And it just made me feel real good because he drafted me in my rookie year and was always supportive of me throughout my career.
It has been a picture-perfect week here in Miami. Now the Indianapolis Colts hope to cap it off with a win tomorrow in Super Bowl 41. I'm Dave Calabro. Welcome back live to Dolphin Stadium. What an amazing ride it's been for the Indianapolis Colts and all of you fans back home. It's been nearly a perfect season. Here's a look back at this amazing playoff run. In the playoffs, the worst run defense in the league suddenly became strong. The Colts held Larry Johnson to 32 yards. The Colts beat the Chiefs despite 3 Peyton interceptions. The city of Baltimore wanted to get even with the Colts for the team's middle-of-the-night exit more than 20 years ago. But the Ravens couldn't score a touchdown, neither could the Colts. But Vinatieri's 5 field goals bounce the Colts on to the AFC Championship. In perhaps the biggest sporting event ever in Indianapolis, the Colts fell behind 21-3 to their playoff nemesis, the New England Patriots. But the Colts pulled off the greatest comeback in conference championship history. 3 linemen scored touchdowns in the game, including Dan Klecko's touchdown catch. Peyton finally won the big game. And now the stage gets even bigger. I'll tell you, I think it's something that Colts fans will never forget. I certainly will never forget, especially that AFC Championship game, as Rich Knight joins us now. But you got to focus on the Bears, a very, very tough defense. In fact, they're ranked at #1, giving up 15 points a game. Very stingy.
On the other side of the NFL, the Bears were the best team in the NFC. They've backed it up in the playoffs with playoff wins over the Seahawks and the Saints. The Bears have practiced all this week at the University of Miami football complex. They led the NFL with 44 takeaways, tops in the NFL. The Colts have got to take care of the football because the Bears scored 143 points off turnovers, also best in the NFL.
Lovey always preaches stripping the ball, interceptions, fumble recoveries, anything that's going to help rejuvenate our team and get our offense in scoring positions, and then that includes scoring the ball too. So we do it an ungodly amount, man. We practice so much.
I feel like I have to do exactly what the coaches are asking me to do, you know, run the offense, do what I'm supposed to do, make the right reads, and you know, when the guy's open, hit them and score as many points as possible. And you know, our defense is going to play great, and we're excited about just going and playing the Colts.
They do so many things well. You know, they throw it, they run it, they protect Peyton. That's them. If you can get pressure on him, you have a chance to maybe make him get some bad throws. But he's so smart, he gets rid of the football before you can get there. So it's a big challenge for our defense and our team.
This is truly a matchup of a great defense against a great offense, and Brian Urlacher, the biggest star on that Bears D.
You talked about turnovers. That could be huge tomorrow, especially with the weather conditions tomorrow. Supposed to have some showers in the area and some strong winds.
The Bears certainly used to playing in bad weather. In fact, they'd love it if this was a bad weather situation. It might slow the Colts down just a little bit, might limit the passing game just a little bit, but both coaches have said weather should not be a factor down here. The turf certainly is going to drain well, even if we get some rain. Shouldn't slow these teams down.
All right, great work, Rich. We appreciate your coverage, and he'll be back on the Sunrise Show bright and early tomorrow morning. Get some sleep, young man. Hey, still to come, this is a memorable experience for the Indianapolis Colts, and, well, in fact, Cato June decided he was going to bring his camera along. That's right, Cato Cam. He captures all the fun and excitement. Coming up next, he's going to showcase all the bling on the Colts flight to Miami. But first, the players having fun on Media Day.
Hello, everybody in Amsterdam. Admirals, go all the way. Enjoy the Super Bowl and go Colts.
It's a little nerve-wracking right now, you know, with so many microphones and cameras in your face.
I've seen you guys sing, and you guys are good. You guys are good. Good job. That's a baseball theme.
Okay. All right, yeah. Go Bears. I'm looking over my QB right now, and look at all the media. I mean, I think he's loving life right now.
We played golf one time, and since then you've been running ever since then.
I mean, I don't think there's that much to talk about.
Thanks for being on our show. Cameras, y'all got to put those down, put those mics away. Interview's over.
Welcome back to Miami. All this week, Colts linebacker Cato June has been carrying a video camera around and sharing his pictures, giving us a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on with the Indianapolis Colts. And tonight, in June's Journal, that's right, Cato June shows us who has the finest jewelry on the team. I think you'll like this.
Presidential. What is that? I'm doing an ice special. Oh my God! Look at that. Look at how white those diamonds are, all the way around. That is called a presidential robe. I'm doing an ice special. Can I see? I need to see your ice.
Oh, you got it, boy.
Ice special, yes.
You know what I'm saying? This one I produced by a boy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sports store.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
I'm saying? Just something little red. You know, I got a little bells.
A nice. Those.
You know what I mean?
Look how white these diamonds are. Oh my
you got the blue diamonds. You gotta have that. You gotta have the earrings to match. You gotta have the earrings to match. So that's how we're gonna do it.
Right on, right on. What we got, man? I know you got something tucked in. Something. Oh my God. This is Kelvin Hayden.
Ashley Knuckles.
His ice.
Get the knuckles.
I know he got. Oh yeah, I know he had a. Well, yeah, I know he was hiding it. Oh,
there it is.
That's a beautiful piece.
There it is.
I like this watch.
With the diamonds moving.
Joseph Adai, may I get you? Yes. Could you show us the grill or something, man? Got the grill in. You got the bottom grill, all right, but you have a watch they said can be unmatched on this plane, and I'm going, oh my goodness, look how many. I'm telling you, this is the thing, all the way around, man, all the way around. Brightly doing my diamond special right now, and I think you have the sickest piece of neckwear on the team. This is ridiculous. I think it has been clocked out at 80 carats, something ridiculous like that. I mean, this piece, I think this would be unmatched by anybody on the team.
Got to know.
Oh my goodness.
That's how we do it down there. Texas piece, baby. All lights out.
That's nice. Texas
tycoonish.
A suit with a Nike watch on.
Yes.
Raheem Rock.
All right, there's June's Journal. That's right, Dominic Rhodes with an 80 carat diamond necklace. That's some serious ice, as they were calling it, huh?
The Texas Tycoon. You hiding your bling under there?
I am not wearing my bling tonight. I'm saving that for tomorrow night. I'll have the big DC tomorrow night. I'll be wearing that. All right, Peyton Manning asked this week about what is his most pressure-packed moment. Listen to this.
The play was called The Boyfriend, and they gave me the role of Miguel, and one of the scenes was that had to do a tango with Lola. And they had the wardrobe, and it was black pants and a red ruffled tuxedo shirt and a yellow cummerbund, and it was a full-on tango. And so, the pressure, I don't know if doing it Friday in front of the whole school was that much pressure, but when they said you got to do it again Saturday night in front of the families, and really it was in front of my two brothers, Eli and Cooper. I mean, to me, because Friday they weren't going to be able to be there, I think, because Cooper had practice, but Saturday they were going to be able to be there, and that was pressure. But I did it, man. I studied up, and I went full speed on that tango. And there's video. Don't look for it. It's deep in the Manning vault.
Oh, well, guess what? Here we go. We got the video, folks. The video escaped the Manning vault. Here's Peyton doing the tango in 8th grade, Rich. This is serious.
With Lola.
Just enjoy this at home, huh? Now he's going to regret telling people that this video existed.
I wonder if this came from one of his classmates or if Olivia brought this out to give Pate a little hard time.
Having a little fun. Peyton doing the, he's never going to live down the tango. If they win the Super Bowl, I think that in the streets of downtown Indianapolis or at the RCA Dome at some celebration, that Peyton will have to be doing a little tango, don't you think?
There will need to be an encore performance, no question. We'll find the music, but he'll do the dancing.
We'll definitely have the music ready for him, that is for sure.
We'll see you at 6 a.m. for all your Super Bowl coverage. If you're an early bird like me, we'll see you then.
All right, and if you're a late nighter like me, we're going to be here after the game. We're going to be live on the field. We're going to be in the locker room. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Never been here before, so I really don't know what to expect. Everything's been new all week. It's new for the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be a great scene. It's going to be a great game, I think.
We have a great deal of respect for the Indianapolis Colts and that franchise. We'll watch them tomorrow night, see if they can bring home the championship. The super season continues, chasing the championship right here on Channel 13 Eyewitness News. Thanks for watching tonight. Here's a quick reminder on Super Bowl Sunday. We're the only station that can bring you highlights in high definition. How do you like that? Make the switch to Channel 13 right after the game for live coverage from the locker room, and all those HD highlights will be down on South Beach. Show you the celebration in the streets in downtown Indianapolis as the super season continues, chasing the championship on Channel 13. We're going to leave you tonight with one more look at the Super Bowl shuffle from Peyton Manning. You got to love it. Let's tango the night away. Here's Peyton Manning. Good night, everybody.